In this video, I'm gonna help you solve the problem of finding more of the right people and getting them onto a sales call with you. So this is one of the things that comes up a lot. It's very common. I hear a lot of our clients and a lot of the prospects I speak with as well kind of struggle with this problem. They say, Jeremy, where can I find, how do I find more of the right people? How can I book more calls so that way I can sell? And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this. And I just got off a coaching call with one of our clients inside of CB, and this was kind of the issue. He just joined us about a week ago, and this was kind of the topic of today's conversation. So I figured I wanted to share it with you guys as well, because it's gonna be a really good one. So if you don't already know me, my name is Jeremy Pogue, and I help online business owners make a ton of money and master high ticket sales. And anyways, let's get straight into it. So pretty much a little bit of background on this client that I was speaking with this morning. He works with local service-based businesses, right? And the question he asked me was like, well, is there a way to know kind of what the best way is to get in front of them? He's like, I'm thinking about running some Instagram story ads and stuff like that. And I just kind of asked him who's your audience? Who's your prospects, right? Local service-based business owners. What demographic do they fall into? They're probably over 30, right? They're probably between 30 and 60 maybe. And do you think they hang out on Instagram and they watch stories? And he's like, I guess not. It's like, there you go. Where do you think they hang out? And then figure that out and then go there. And it was kind of revolutionary for him almost in a way. But I kind of had a very similar experience, scaling my marketing agency too. So I was working with mortgage brokers, and I was going through this program at the time, and it was teaching a Facebook group strategy. So I joined a bunch of Facebook groups with mortgages, or to do with mortgages and stuff like that. And then I started doing the things, but I got kicked out of a bunch of groups, and it didn't really work. So I was like, okay, well, that didn't work. But how can I make this work? And because I understood the fundamentals of marketing and why people buy, then I just kind of asked myself, I'm like, okay, where do mortgage brokers hang out? I'm like, well, where do they hang out and where is it easy to find them? That's another component too. So I went to LinkedIn, I searched up mortgage broker, and then hundreds of thousands of them came up just like that. I was like, all right, this is where they hang out. This is where it's easy to find them. Therefore, I'm going to start building a platform on there. Sure enough, I did that and then scaled the agency. So it's really important to figure out where do they hang out, right? Where do they spend their time? And maybe some just some examples are let's take the Facebook group model, right? There's two different groups. There's direct groups and indirect groups as well. So direct groups, let's say for local businesses would be let's say direct groups for coaches would be coaches and consultants, or groups literally very specific to coaches and to coaching. Maybe it's life coaching, maybe it's fitness coaching, right? It's just an absolute no-brainer. Obviously they would be in there. But then more indirect groups, right? What softwares do they use? Maybe they use if it's a fitness coach, maybe they use Trainerize, maybe they use MyFitnessPal. More indirect groups could be meal prepping or meal planning or recipes and stuff like that, right? It might be, in terms of percentage wise, it might be fewer of them in these groups, but they're still going to be in there. And it's going to be much less saturated too, and really easy for you to become that bigger fish in that pond. So anyways, in terms of that's kind of one side of the coin. Now it's really important to understand the other side of the coin too, right? Where to find them, but also how to actually attract and resonate with them, how to make your marketing messages actually hit home and stick. So it's really important to use the right media, right? Use the right medium. So for example, that client I was speaking with this morning, he was thinking about running advertisements, but Instagram story ads. Well, does your audience actually respond to that? Do they actually watch these ads and click on them? Maybe not, right? Maybe that's more tied towards a younger demographic. So maybe e-com brand owners, maybe they're on Instagram a lot more, right? If they're a bit of a younger crowd, who knows, right? Really the only way to know is by testing. Run split tests, and that will actually give you the answer. Otherwise, you're just going to be shooting in the dark and just kind of crossing your fingers, hoping something works. So in terms of actually making sure that your audience responds well to your marketing messages, it's really important to just like make sure that it's you're using the right medium, right? Do they respond well to videos, or do they prefer reading? You know, it's really important to truly study your prospect to see what makes them tick. And then when you do run campaigns, whether it's organic or paid, then you have confidence that where you're starting, like your starting point is gonna be much higher because it's based on data and actually logical thinking rather than just kind of shooting from the hip. So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. It was a bit of a short one today, but nonetheless, it's a very valuable one because it's something that a lot of people overlook, yet, and it keeps them stuck, right? So it's really important to ask yourself, well, do they hang out on Facebook? Do they hang out on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube? Do they watch YouTube Shorts? Are they on TikTok? Are they on Twitter? Do they respond just through email, right? Or do they prefer you to just literally pick up the phone and call them? Or send them a letter in the mail, right? There's all these different types of medias out there and mediums for delivering your message and communicating your services. And it's really important to understand which one fits your audience the best. And it's not about you, it's about your audience, right? It's not which method do you prefer, it's which message is the most, or which method is the most effective based on the specific audience and the specific type of prospect that you're speaking to. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more. Got some absolute bangers coming out over the next week or two that I'm super excited to release. And if you want to follow the journey a little bit more closer, then follow me over on Instagram, Jeremy_Pogue, and I'll see you guys in the next video.